Okay, here we are. We're back to talk about why actor mapping. Why do we need these? We're in the second module of the course, still kind of giving the bigger picture outlines as to the relevance and importance of actor mapping. We've laid out 6 different aspects here. We can start on the top left. So it's about involvement. We're starting to think about who do we actually need to be involved in this change process so that we can understand that we aren't excluding people, we aren't leaving people out. We can understand the most relevant important people to be involved. It's about opportunities for finding collaborations, alliances, and recognizing potentials for both opportunities, these collaborators, but also the potential points of conflict. So we're going in with our eyes fully open as to what this landscape looks like, who we need to be involved, who needs to be involved, and where are the opportunities, where are the challenges, and so forth. It's about identifying gaps. So ultimately, we're trying to do what we're always doing in systems thinking, systems innovation, stepping back, getting the bigger picture, so we can really see that landscape. And in so doing, we can start to identify where there are gaps to the flow of information, resources, and potential intervention points. So we can potentially find higher leverage by doing this instead of just rushing in, talking to the first person we think is relevant. We can actually get that bigger picture view of the whole system and find higher intervention points, greater opportunities, look out for those potential conflicts, find gaps in information, and so forth. It's about adoption, understanding how an adoption process might take place, and who would be likely to resist or promote the change. Where can we start? Would hopefully pop out of that, right? At the beginning, we want to find those people who are most likely to adopt. So we can start thinking about the adoption curve. And if we have that actor map, we can understand better who those people are, who the people we wouldn't want to talk to initially, maybe later on. So it's about exploring perspectives. I guess maybe the most important, building up this understanding of the system from the different perspectives of the actors in it. So really trying to get an ethnographic understanding their perspective instead of coming in and just looking at from your own in an objective way and thinking about the change you want to make and the outcomes you want. And in some sense, we're just kind of using people to try and get those outcomes when we take that kind of egoistic perspective. So this is trying to decentralize our view of the system and see it from the actors within that system, from their perspective. And that is a pathway to a much more sustainable and resilient form of change, and potentially a much higher leverage form of change. If we don't engage and involve people, we can create a lot of resistance, and that'll take a lot of resources to try and make the change happen. If we really understand them, we can work with them and potentially really have them as the catalysts of change, and that could be much higher leverage, much more sustainable, and so forth. So also about communicating. When we understand the mental models and how people are seeing this system, how they're seeing the issues and the incentives and so on and so forth, then we can build stories that speak to that. We can build narratives, we can build our communications that's really resonating with people. So, we see that in marketing, where they spend a lot of time invested in understanding their users and the people and how they're seeing things, what they're valuing in their products and so forth. And we need to do that also. If we speak with the wrong language, the wrong way, it's not going to work. By better understanding people's view, their perspectives, their incentives, so on and so forth, we can really speak with the right language, and that can be much more powerful, much more effective, and really craft an inspiring story that really actually ignites instead of switching people off. So that was just unpacking a little bit of why to actor maps, why we want to do this. We're trying to get away from coming in and simply assuming certain things and imposing our kind of ego on the system to some extent, and trying to drive change without really understanding what the system is about and understand those actors. We're trying to move away from that and move to what's really a systems approach, which is helping the system change itself. And we can only do that by really understanding those actors. And when we do understand them, we can really start to work with them. We can involve them. We can find opportunities. We can see who are the people who would be most likely to adopt this, and we can speak to them in the most effective way to really make change happen and create a great story that's actually going to ignite and engage people to be part of this and help us all move forwards.